Hi, it's Dora from Flipping Houses and Pancakes.com. In this video, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the preparations and getting ready for the book release party that we're going to be having for my new cookbook. Just so you know, I recorded it at the end of the day, and every single person in the house practically came in, interrupted me, the dog barked, everything interrupted the video. And at a certain point, I was like, this is the video. So it's essentially, there's a lot of good information in it. And there's a lot of things I'm telling you about the party and how we're planning it. But it's also like a serious, it's a blooper reel. That's what it is. It's a blooper reel called when you record YouTube videos in a house full of kids. Blooper reel. So hopefully you'll stay and watch it and enjoy and yeah, here it is. Okay, I know this looks like it's the first time that I've recorded this, but this is actually like the 6th time, I think, because people keep coming into the room and like banging on things and I get lost and I don't know where I was. So anyhow, since my cookbook was self-published instead of using a regular traditional publisher, I have to do a lot of things that the publisher would normally do for you to promote the book and to sell the book. The publisher normally puts the books into bookstores. For example, in town, a Jewish publisher would put the book into, for example, Shopsies and Sfarm Nook. Those are the two local Jewish bookstores here. The publisher would put the books there and people could walk in and they would find them. I have to walk into those stores, ask them if I could sell, if they would consider selling my book. It was really hard to do that before the book actually arrived. I've managed to get into one store so far, and I'm hoping to get into other stores, probably not until after all the holidays are over, because there's just too many things happening. But I have to walk into the stores, and that's just here in Baltimore. There's bookstores all over the country. I'm not gonna be able to walk into every one, but I will have to go into several. You know, I'm going to have to approach each store separately. Also, a publisher very often will make like a little author page, talks about the author, and then you go buy the book through the publisher on a website that they have set up. I don't have a publisher. I made my own website. You can buy the book through my website. I got that set up. I set up an Amazon sellering account so that I could sell a book on Amazon. Normally a publisher would do that, but I got to do that myself. My website and my Amazon account are not currently talking to each other, but that's something that we're working out the details for. They're trying to figure out what's going on there, but eventually they will be talking properly to each other. But in the meantime, they're both working. They just don't communicate. I got those all set up. I got those all running. And then it was like, okay, how else do I promote this book? I obviously promoted my book. I talked about my book on YouTube. I talk about my book on Instagram. I talk about it on Facebook, Pinterest. But how else do people get to know that my book exists? Obviously, I have a blog that's on my website. So if people manage to find my blog, they would know also that my book is in existence. But in the meantime, in addition to social media, we decided that we should throw a book release party. One, it's a celebration of the insane amount of work that went into this book. So it's always nice to throw a party, throw a steam when you're finished with something. It's complete, it's whole, we're going to celebrate. But also, it was a really good way to advertise the fact that the book is there, to promote, or, you know, for people to see that the book exists. So since that was one of the main goals, if it was just celebratory only, I would probably throw a very small party with very close family and friends, and that would be that. But because I also need to promote the book, I need people to know that the book exists. We decided that we would throw a party for the community. I've never done this before, so this is all really new to me. But we decided we would throw a party for the community. And anybody in the community who wants to come and look at the books, see them in person, they'd be able to come and do that. So I have been making ads, communicating with the different publications here in town to try and get the ads printed, get ads put up in all the local shows and things like that. Obviously, sending out by like WhatsApp and email. And the party's not actually until November. So there's actually a few weeks until that, a few weeks after the holidays, like 2 weeks, until the party. And I don't know if you can hear the phone ringing in the background. I'm sorry. It drives me a little crazy. The phone is ringing. The dog is barking. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can. I'm going to just keep talking and hope that I don't have to start this video over again, but you never know. I'm going to send more postings because I would love for as many people to come as possible. Just they can come, they can see what the book is. Nobody knows what it is, so they have to come and see it in person. And then it was all about, okay, now what do we do at this party? So I hired 2 people to help me because it's so much work, and I don't have enough time to do all the work myself, and I really want to be able to enjoy the party some also. So I did hire some help for the party, but then it was like, okay, what are we gonna do at this party? What do people usually do at a book launch or a book release party? Okay, I just had to stop the video because I had a teenager who came in and had to ask a question about if they could borrow the car, which is fine. Got that worked out. So hopefully nobody else comes like slamming doors or banging on things while I finish talking. So I sat here, I worked out a menu of what I would like everybody to be able to taste at the party so they could experience some of the recipes from my cookbook. And I've been working on like how I'm going to set it up because I have to have, the right cups and the right plates for each recipe. It's amazing work to do. And then also, what else will we do at the party besides see the books and taste the food? Came up with 2 different small cooking demos that I'm gonna do. They'll be short, they'll be quick, but it'll be fun, and then people could taste those recipes also because I'll make a big batch of whatever it is I'm making so everybody who's there could taste. And we talked about, it's like a million details. I had to contemplate bags. I had to contemplate, do you give something out? Do you do a raffle? Yeah, so I'm working on figuring out what goodies I'm going to give away. Do we need to have like a big poster, to take selfies at? Is it like a fun thing to do? It's the middle of the day party, so I'm not going to serve any alcohol. It's also not only for grown-ups, so if people wanted to bring their kids, they could bring their kids. My kids will be there. I have friends who are going to bring their kids. It's just for people to come and to experience the food and to have a good time, hopefully. And then I wasn't sure, like, would people want me to sign books? But so far I keep getting people saying, oh, could you sign my book for me? So I'll come prepared to sign books, in case that's something that people want me to do. I don't know. I guess it's fun. It's fun to have a book signed to you. I don't think I've ever had a book signed to me. Well, old yearbooks probably, but like a book. And it's just like a million details that I'm trying to pull together. And at the same time, I'm trying to make sure all my ads get placed on time. I'm trying to send out flyers places, post things everywhere. It's like a million details. And I think if I had a publisher, I probably wouldn't have to do all those things. But it's good. I've learned a lot of things, and I'm getting a lot of experience in things that I never knew I wanted experience in. I know so much that I didn't know before doing this book. So I guess that's a good thing. And well, just work hard and persevere and get through it, and also cook for Yontif, because we have to do that. There's a lot of that, and cleaning and laundry, lots of laundry. Definitely laundry. Okay, so I have to admit, we had 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, and then yesterday was a fast day, and I probably didn't drink as much as I should have today. So I was definitely just rambling. I just cut off like a whole section of what I was telling you, because it was totally just me rambling about the whole process. I don't know what I was saying. So I cut that section out. But it's been a really interesting experience, and I'm getting ready to throw a big community-wide party that I've never tried to throw one of those before, really. I mean, I've thrown like a bar mitzvah, but that had specific invitations. Throwing a party with food, I have no idea how many people will come. So that's a really interesting one. How many people will come? Are they going to taste everything? Like, do I need food for 600 people? Do I need food for 20 people? I hope it's not 20 people, because there was a lot of effort put into this. So I really hope it's more than 20 people who come to the party. But it's just a matter of like all those unknowns, and I have no idea. And then like there was the question of where will we throw the party, and I'm transporting a ton of food, and I don't want to have to go back and forth, not to mention all the books. So I don't want to have to go back and forth a million times to somewhere far away. I wanted to find a location that's really close, and I was contemplating, where could you throw a party like this? And most party rooms in our area are really things like in a restaurant, like a restaurant party room. There's a lot of those. I can't throw a party in a restaurant party room because they want me to serve their food, and I'm trying to serve my food. So that wasn't an option. We don't have any bookstores really that have enough space to throw a party at the moment. And so in the end, I'm throwing the party in the social hall at my shul. I think it should be big enough, unless every person in the community shows up all at once. I'm hoping the space is big enough. I don't know. And there's like a million questions of like, well, my husband wanted me, I make this really good. There's a coffee drink that I make, a blended coffee drink, and it's in my cookbook, and my husband really wanted to, did you hear that? Okay. Pay no attention to the children running around in the other room. They really all do exist. They're back there. Anyway, my husband really wanted to make that for the party because it's so good, and he really enjoys it. Everybody who has it enjoys it. Kind of like very frappuccino like, like a blended, doesn't taste like a frappuccino, but a blended coffee drink. And there's so many logistics behind that of like, do I have to hire somebody to just sit there and blend coffee for people? Do I set it up so people could blend the coffee by themselves? Where am I setting it? Won't they make noise? It'll be really noisy in the background to have the coffee blending, because it has ice in it. So all that ice chopping is very noisy. In the end, I'm probably not doing the coffee, even though it's really good, just because I couldn't figure out the logistics. And there's only like 2 weeks after all of the holidays are over, after Sukkot. There's only 2 weeks before the party. So just, there's so many logistics that I couldn't figure out really how I was going to do that. So we'll see if I end up doing that at all. You never know. Maybe you'll come to the party and wow, there'll be coffee. I don't know. At the moment, assume there isn't, but there could be. There could be. You never know. There'll be other things. There'll be other drinks to have, and there'll be other food and treats and sweets. And I have a kid sitting right immediately behind this camera, so it's very entertaining. I'm going to pretend that they're not there. They're smiling at me right now. Anyhow, this is what happens when you shoot YouTube videos in your house. I think I've had this happen before. You shoot YouTube videos inside your house, and your kids are always there, and they come creeping up behind the video camera. Anyway, so essentially, I am totally like discombobulated because I'm trying to figure out all of the food, all of the moving parts for the next few weeks of Yom Kippur and Sukkot and Simchas Torah and all those things. And then, of course, we have school, and September is the month where all the museums and everybody throw homeschool classes. So it's like in the middle, we're going to homeschool classes in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We have homeschool classes downtown. It's just one of the things where it's like a million things happening all at once, which is okay. I'm pretty good at juggling stuff like that. I've had a lot of experience juggling stuff like that, but it's like trying to figure out all that stuff and then trying to figure out like which salad should I make? How much do I need? How much lettuce do I need? I have no idea. If you guys have any amazing tips for how to throw a cookbook release party, throw them down in the comments below. Or if you're like, hey, I have your cookbook and I desperately want to taste this item. I'm not promising anything. I'm not, because I made a menu. I think it's probably going to be the menu. But if you have any great ideas, I would love to hear them, because I mean, there's a lot going on. Okay, if you enjoyed this video with all of its craziness and everything, if you got some good information out of it, or just enjoyed all the mess ups that happen when your kids keep coming into the room, please go ahead, hit like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, so that you find out every time I upload a new video. And go ahead and check out my website, flippinghouseandpancakes.com. Okay, so since I ended up self-publishing this cookbook, okay, so since I ended up self-publishing my cookbook, okay, so since I ended up self-publishing this cookbook, since I self-published this cookbook, okay, so since I am self-publishing this cookbook, or since I, okay, so since I self-published my cookbook, okay, so since I am self-publishing this cookbook, all right, so since I self-published my cookbook, okay, so since I self-published my book, okay, so I probably look tired. It's because I'm tired, but I wanted to talk to you about my book. Okay, so I have self-published my book, which will do you so many things. Like, can you tell that I don't, like, there's too many things swirling around in my brain right now. So I'm pretty sure that my camera just turned itself off and then turned itself back on. I know somebody's coming in my room. Yep.